Wake up. Open your eyes. You were not born to be caged, but everywhere you look, you see men living on a leash. You see men who have traded their fire for approval, their will for permission, their courage for compliance. And you think this is normal. It's not. It's spiritual death. Søren Kierkegaard, the father of Existentialism, saw through the mask of modern society long before you were born. He wrote about the crowd, the tyranny of the ordinary, and the horror of losing yourself in the comfort of conformity. But he also saw something else, that there is a war inside every man, a battle between being tamed by the world, by women, by society, and being awakened by something higher, something divine. Let's get real. She doesn't want your awakening. She doesn't want your transformation. She wants you tamed. She wants you agreeable, predictable, apologetic. She wants you safe, neutered, domesticated. She wants you to fit into her story, not to write your own. You feel it in every relationship where you censor your truth just to keep the peace. You feel it in every job where you silence your fire to avoid rocking the boat. You feel it every time you bow your head instead of raising your voice. That isn't masculinity. That's castration. That's what Kierkegaard would call despair, living a life that is not your own, trading your soul for approval, and dying a slow, invisible death. Kierkegaard said, "The crowd is untruth." He saw that the greatest danger to the soul isn't violence, it's comfort. It's the numbing safety of belonging, of blending in, of never standing alone. The world wants you harmless, because a harmless man is a controllable man. Look at society. Every institution is built to tame you. School teaches you to obey. Work trains you to submit. Relationships reward you for pleasing, not for leading. And the modern woman, conditioned by her own fears and by the world's worship of comfort, wants nothing more than a man who is easy to manage. But here's what the world won't tell you. Taming kills the masculine. You were not created for docility. You were created to confront, to create, to collide with life and carve meaning out of chaos. This is not a gender war. This is a spiritual crisis. At the center of it is the question Kierkegaard asked every man. Will you live as a sheep, or will you dare to face God as a man? The sheep are many. They are safe, silent, and invisible. But they never live. They never love. They never awaken. Let's strip the mask off. Why does she want you tamed? Why does she praise the docile, the harmless, the apologetic? Because your awakening terrifies her. Because your divine masculinity exposes her own comfort, her own cowardice, her own refusal to grow. She wants a partner she can control, not a king she must respect. Kierkegaard understood that women, like all humans, fear the unknown. And nothing is more unknown, more dangerous, than a man who is awake to his divine potential. The domesticated man is safe. The awakened man is unpredictable, uncontrollable, and uncompromising. The tamed man bends to her will. The awakened man bends only to truth. And so she rewards weakness. She gives her affection, her approval, her attention to the man who will play by her rules, live in her story, exist for her comfort. But deep down, she despises him for it. She resents the man she can control, even as she punishes the man she can't. She wants the benefits of your strength without paying the price for it. Stop letting yourself be tamed. Stop shrinking for her approval. A man's job is not to be safe. It's to be real, to be true, to be aligned with God, not with her fears. Kierkegaard's entire philosophy is about becoming, not just existing. He calls you to stand alone before God, to confront the absolute, to become the man you were created to be. The divine masculine isn't about domination. It's about awakening. It's about saying no to the world's attempts to cage you and yes to the God who made you fierce, creative, and wild. Divine masculinity is not the soft, apologetic energy modernity sells you. It is the fire of Moses standing before Pharaoh, the courage of Abraham walking into the unknown, the strength of Christ turning over tables in the temple. God does not want you tamed. He wants you awakened. He wants you alive. He wants you to stand in the tension between risk and faith, between desire and discipline, between chaos and order. The awakened man is not a slave to comfort or to approval. He is a servant to purpose. She wants you safe. God wants you holy. She wants you quiet. God wants you heard. She wants you tamed. God wants you awakened. Most men today are seduced, not by sex, but by safety. You are told that peace, harmony, and emotional validation are the highest virtues. But Kierkegaard called this the sickness unto death, the despair of never daring to live. Every time you choose comfort over courage, you kill a part of yourself. Every time you stay silent to avoid conflict, you die a little more. Every time you make yourself small for her love, you betray the God who called you to stand tall. The world is full of men who survived, but never lived. They die with their music still inside them. Their greatness was sacrificed on the altar of comfort. Do you want to know why you feel restless? Why you feel angry? Why you feel lost? Because the divine fire inside you is being suffocated by a life of compromise. Because you know, deep down, that comfort is not your calling. Kierkegaard would tell you, embrace the pain, embrace the risk, embrace the loneliness of the man who chooses awakening over anesthesia. Safety is a coffin. Step out. Kierkegaard's war was always against the crowd, against the mob mentality that values approval over authenticity. The crowd loves the tamed man, predictable, polite, compliant, but it fears the authentic man, the one who refuses to apologize for his mission, his truth, his fire. The modern woman is a product of the crowd. She has been taught to reward what is safe, to punish what is real. She will pressure you to be less so she can feel more. But you are not here to fit in. You are here to stand out. You are here to embody a kind of courage that makes people uncomfortable. Because only discomfort creates change. Approval is a leash. Authenticity is a sword. You have to choose. Will you die loved by everyone but respected by no one? Or will you live true and let the world hate you if it must? This is the Kierkegaardian choice. Live for the crowd or live for God. Kierkegaard is famous for his leap of faith. The moment you stop playing it safe and throw yourself into the unknown for something greater. Boys wait for permission. Men create their own permission. The tamed man is passive. He waits for her signals, her moods, her validation before he acts. He asks, is it okay if I lead? Is it okay if I dream? Is it okay if I want? But the awakened man is active. He doesn't need her approval. He needs only the burning conviction that God made him for more. He risks. He creates. He pursues his mission, even if she threatens to leave. Even if the world calls him arrogant, even if the price is loneliness. The leap of faith is not about certainty. It's about courage. It's about trusting that your calling matters more than her comfort. Boys ask permission. Men take charge. Where are you on that spectrum? Society and modern women will tell you they want the lamb, the soft man, the good man who never offends, never confronts, never demands. But it's a lie. Deep down, she does not respect the lamb. She only uses him. The lamb is her pet, her accessory, her fallback. The lion, though, he terrifies her because he is free. He cannot be controlled. He follows his own code. But paradoxically, it is the lion she truly craves, the lion she cannot forget. She will test you, provoke you, punish you for being a lion. But she will never love the lamb. She will never give herself to a man she cannot respect. Kierkegaard would call the lion the knight of faith, the man who walks alone, who stands before God, who refuses to be defined by anyone's expectations. The world needs lions, not lambs. Women may try to tame you, but only the untamed are truly remembered. Kierkegaard's great truth is that every man must become himself, must take on the burden and the glory of existence. The awakened man is a threat to every system built on taming, on obedience, on compliance. He is a man who faces his shadows, confronts his fears, and stands alone when necessary. He is not anti-woman. He is anti-illusion. He refuses to live a borrowed life, to walk a borrowed path. Awakening is a sacred duty. It means refusing to be seduced by comfort, to be tamed by anyone, not by society, not by women, not even by your own fear. It means finding your purpose, your calling, your unique gift, and living it out with unapologetic ferocity. You are not here to make the world comfortable. You are here to set it on fire. This is the moment of decision. This is your fork in the road. You can stay tamed, comfortable, loved, but half alive. You can play the role they wrote for you, shrink for her approval, blend into the crowd, or you can awaken. You can step into the divine masculinity that Kierkegaard saw as the highest calling of a man. You can risk being hated for the glory of being real. You can accept that the price of authenticity is loneliness, struggle, even rejection. But the reward is freedom. The reward is the life you were created to live. God wants you awakened, not tamed. He wants you dangerous for good. He wants you alive. This is not just philosophy. This is a declaration of war against everything that would make you small. She wants you tamed. God wants you awakened. Choose. Rise up. Awaken the lion within you. Burn the script. Break the chains. Step into your purpose. The world will fight you, shame you, reject you. Let it. That is the path of every awakened man. Let them call you dangerous. Let them call you arrogant. Let them call you mad. You were not born to be safe. You were born to be free. The age of docile men is over. The age of awakened men has begun. If this message spoke to you, or if you know another man who needs to hear it, take a moment to like, comment, and subscribe. Your support doesn't just help this channel. It helps build a community where men can challenge themselves, share their struggles, and grow together.